Hey, welcome everybody to the classroom for this session on Requirement 3, Design Control. So we're looking at, you should be looking at page 12 in your standard. You'll note that there's 9 sections to this, 7 of them belong to design, like engineering. 1 of them belongs to software, 800, and the last one belongs to documentation, the paperwork, of course. So this first diagram that I'm showing here is really a mapping of a traditional engineering activity against the outline of the standard, so the different paragraphs of the standard. You can see there are basic 100, very high level requirements. It goes right into user needs. Well, user needs are not something that we control. It's the user. They define what the expectations are of the design. It rolls into design inputs, of course, right? Paragraph 200, 300, and 400 are about the design process itself. And then the outcome of the design activity, the design analysis activity, the drawings, the specifications, all those sorts of things wind up to be the output, and then the ultimately we have the product. Of course, there's checks and balances all along the way here, right? So on the upper right-hand corner, we see reviews. Those are occurring on, are required out of Design Verification 501. Oh, I see, Luke, you've got a question?
Are design reviews required at every phase of the design process?
Good question. The way the diagram is set up here, it would imply that, okay? But that's not necessarily the case. It really is dependent on the design verifier. The design verifier will make a decision about that, and so you have to do at least one review in the process, and where that shows up is ultimately a decision for the engineering organization. So good question, thanks. Verification, of course, is that sort of combination of reviews and validation. Validation being things like qualification testing, and then there's support things like change control, interface control, and software, which kind of stands on its own unless it's used as part of the design analysis process. The next slide is about design inputs, and there's very specific requirements. Identified, documented. How did we select them? Did we, then someone has to review and approve those inputs, and simply say, oh, well, these are the inputs. Think of things like temperature, humidities, the environment, papers, research papers that are done to support the practice, and then specified in sufficient detail. So you got to have enough information so you can make a decision about the design, that somebody can actually do a verification, because we're in the verification, everything we do has to be verified, and it has to be done by somebody who didn't do the work. And then the last item is it's used in evaluating design changes. 5-10 years down the road, some of these plants are running 40 years. I got to know what you did as far as making your decision.